Picture this. You're standing in your kitchen late at night. On the counter, there's a bag of chips staring at you, practically calling your name. In the fridge, leftover pizza and a half-melted tub of ice cream. On the other side, a bag of carrots that you don't even remember buying. Be honest, which one are you reaching for? That's the reality most people live in. And it's why eating healthy feels like a constant uphill battle. But here's the truth. The secret to making healthy eating unbelievably easy isn't about willpower, self-control, or some restrictive diet. It's about something far simpler: your environment. Today, I want to share a story, and more importantly, a system that shows how shifting your environment can make healthy eating almost automatic. Brick by brick, you can make discipline effortless. Let's build. When I was younger, I had a cousin named Marcus. Two things stood out about him. First, he had this natural ability to make everyone laugh. The kind of kid who could turn a family dinner into stand-up comedy without even trying. Second, the boy could eat. I'm talking about plates stacked high, seconds before anyone else had finished their first serving. It was funny at first, until it wasn't. By the time Marcus was 15, he was overweight, sluggish, and constantly teased at school. You could see his confidence shrink with every passing month. I knew if nothing changed, he'd carry those struggles into his teenage years and beyond. I wanted to help him, but telling a 15-year-old to just eat better doesn't work. His parents were also overweight, so I had to find a smarter way. Then, fate gave me a strange opportunity. I tore a ligament in my ankle during a basketball game. That injury benched me for weeks. Suddenly, I had more free time than I knew what to do with. Instead of sulking, I decided to spend those weeks at Marcus's house, helping him out and cooking meals. That's when I realized something powerful. It wasn't Marcus's lack of discipline holding him back, it was his environment. Here's what I did. I didn't put him on a strict diet. I didn't lecture him about macros or calories. I simply changed what was in his house. The chips disappeared. The sodas vanished. The pantry and fridge were stocked with meals and snacks with his name written on them that actually supported his health. If it wasn't there, he couldn't eat it. Simple. Think about it. Most of us try to fight cravings with willpower, but willpower is like a phone battery. It drains as the day goes on. By the time evening hits, it's almost dead. And here's where junk food has the upper hand. It's engineered to hijack your dopamine receptors. Those salty chips, sweet candies, and creamy ice creams are designed to light up the pleasure centers in your brain, leaving you wanting more even when you're not truly hungry. That's why you reach for cookies instead of carrots. But when you design your environment to match your goals, willpower doesn't even matter. The healthy choice becomes the only choice. Humans are wired for convenience. We pick what's closest, easiest, and most visible. If cookies are on the counter, you'll eat those cookies. If apples are cut and ready in the fridge, you'll eat apples. It's not just about motivation. It's about the system. When you structure your environment, you remove friction between you and your goals. You don't have to try harder. The decision is already made for you. Within the first week, Marcus dropped a few pounds. By week 2, he was down 8. After a month, he'd lost more than 10 pounds without once complaining that he was starving or missing out. He was eating full meals, never deprived, but the environment made the difference. This wasn't magic. It wasn't genetics. It was a system anyone can use. This story proves one thing. Success doesn't come from raw willpower. It comes from designing an environment that makes success the path of least resistance. Here's the principle. If it's not there, you can't eat it. And the reverse is true too. If it's there, you probably will eat it. So how do you actually set this up for yourself? Let's break it down. Step 1, identify your triggers. First, you need awareness. What foods trigger overeating for you? Chips, ice cream, soda, pizza? Everyone has a weak spot. Be brutally honest with yourself because those are the foods that'll constantly derail you. For me personally, it's those darn chocolate chip cookies. One cookie can easily turn into a dozen if I let them sit around the house. Once you've identified your trigger foods, don't just acknowledge them, build rules around them. The first rule, don't keep them in the house. If you want them badly enough, make yourself go out, buy a single portion, and enjoy it in the moment. That way, it's intentional, not impulsive, out of sight, out of mind, but also out of reach. By putting distance between you and the food engineered to hijack your brain, you take back control before the craving ever starts. Step 2, replace, don't just remove. This is where most people fail. They cut out the junk food but don't replace it with anything. That leads to deprivation and eventually binging. The solution? Replace unhealthy options with better ones you actually enjoy. Swap soda for zero sugar soda or sparkling water. Swap candy for fruit or protein bars. Swap chips for air-popped popcorn. Don't just restrict, redirect. Step 3, make healthy food the default. Visibility and accessibility matter. Keep fruit where you can see it. Pre-cut fruits and put them in clear containers. Cook protein in bulk so it's always ready. Make the easiest option the healthiest one. Humans are lazy by design. Use that to your advantage. Step 4, plan ahead. Planning removes decision fatigue. If you already know what's for lunch and dinner, you won't waste energy debating between cook-in and takeout. Prepping meals, even just partially, sets you up to win without thinking about it. Sometimes, after a long day of working, I don't feel like cooking dinner. That's why I always have leftovers or food meal prepped from earlier in the week for those occasions. Step 5, don't aim for perfection. You don't have to be perfect. This system isn't about never eating pizza again. It's about not making pizza your default. Save indulgences for special occasions, not everyday habits. Balance is what keeps this sustainable. Here's why this matters. When people think they can never have junk food again, 2 things happen. First, that forbidden fruit effect kicks in. The very fact of restriction makes cravings louder. Second, highly processed foods are engineered to hit the brain's bliss point, the ideal combo of sugar, salt, and fat, and spike dopamine, priming you to want more. If your only strategy is white-knuckle avoidance, one slip often becomes a full-blown binge. The solution isn't abstinence forever. It's structured flexibility. Give yourself permission within guardrails so you control the food. It doesn't control you. Use these rules. The 80-20 or 90-10 rule. 80 to 90% of your intake is whole, minimally processed foods. The remaining 10 to 20% is intentional enjoyment. You plan it. You don't fall into it. Single serve, single setting. If you want ice cream, buy the small cup, not the tub. Eat it at the table, not on the couch. When it's gone, it's gone. No grazing. Delay and decide. 10-minute rule. Craving hits, drink a glass of water, walk for 5 minutes, then reassess. If you still want it, have a planned portion and move on. Protein first. Anchor treats after a protein-rich meal. Chicken, Greek yogurt, eggs. You'll be physiologically fuller, which blunts the urge to overeat the treat. Mindset shift. It's not a cheat. It's a choice inside your plan. Guilt fuels all or nothing spirals. Ownership ends them. Example, you love cookies like me. Your rule, Saturday after lunch, 1 bakery cookie. Eaten at the table, no phone screens. Savor it. On other days, you keep healthy sweet options on hand like Greek yogurt or fruit. The craving has an outlet without blowing up your week. Remember, perfection is brittle. Consistency is bulletproof. Flexible control beats rigid control every time. Keep your environment dialed in. Schedule your indulgences and you'll stop the crave, restrict, binge loop for good. Now, let's shift from principle to practice. We've talked about 5 steps to help you set up your environment for success, but how does this play out in everyday life? To wrap things up, I want to show you one final real-world scenario that drives the point home. Think of it as the bridge to the finish line of this video. Here's a scenario. Imagine walking into an office break room after a long meeting. On one side of the table, there's a tray of brownies. On the other, a bowl of fresh fruit. You're starving. What do you pick? Most people grab the brownies. Not because they don't know better, but because temptation is right there. But if the brownies weren't there, the fruit becomes the obvious choice. That's the power of environment. It doesn't just influence your decisions, it eliminates the wrong ones. Why this beats diets. Think about every diet trend. Keto, paleo, fasting, carnivore, plant-based, they all rely on strict rules and discipline. That's why most people quit. But when you shift your environment, you don't need constant discipline. You don't feel deprived. You just eat what's available. And if what's available supports your goals, progress happens naturally. It's not a diet, it's a system. And systems always beat motivation. How to apply this starting today. Here's your challenge. Walk into your kitchen after this video and look around. Ask yourself, is my environment working for me or against me? If it's working against you, change it. Throw out or give away the junk food. Restock with foods that fuel your body. If you need help deciding what foods to buy, check out my video going over 5 foods that'll make you strong fast after this one. Design your environment so that success is the default. That's how you make healthy eating unbelievably easy. So, what's the big takeaway? Marcus didn't lose weight because he became a different person overnight. He lost it because his environment changed. Once the environment supported his goals, healthy eating wasn't a fight anymore. It was automatic. That's the blueprint for all of us. Stop depending on willpower. Stop beating yourself up for failing. Build your environment so that the right choice is the easy choice. Here's a final question. If your future self was standing in your kitchen right now, what environment would you want waiting for him? That's how you win. That's how you make healthy eating unbelievably easy. And that's how you transform, brick by brick. Before you open that fridge, hit subscribe. Think of it like stocking your digital pantry, so you're always fueled with the tools you need to build discipline, burn excuses, and keep growing.